Now, freedom of speech means even if you don't agree with something, you can at least speak out, like abortion, right? Now, if the law is passed that at 16 weeks or the baby's heartbeat, life begins, right? Yet it used to be allowed to the 6th month or the 3rd trimester, right? What's the difference now, right? The people in charge have changed the law, right? Not the minority, but the majority, right? Well, when that happens, all you can do is protest against it and point out King David's child with Bathsheba died of mysteriously 7 days after it was born, and that's the only child David had that died, right? I mean, ain't that weird? Ain't that weird? Was it just because Nathan the prophet said it would die? Was it because did he kill the child, or did the Lord kill the child, or was it an abortion? Depends on your point of view, right? Don't it? But because back then, according to the law, if you hated the Lord, which means you sin against it, right? David sinned by taking Uriah's wife anyway, right? The child was then born through adultery, and the husband was murdered, right? After David got her pregnant, right? That's what the child would be born under, right? And how evil would that child be, right? That's why it died, right? Better for it to die 7 days to grow up and be the child born under that curse, right? Because back then, if you didn't do the right thing, you were cursing yourself, right? And the Lord, right? What does that mean for us today? I don't know. Jesus was made a curse for us, right? So that even if you abort the child or have the child, right, you're covered by grace, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Do you understand? Now, again, like I said about transgender people competing against transgender people, don't that make a little more sense than a woman competing against a transgender man, right? Who's now looks like a woman, right? And has to take hormones, right? And does that hormone in him equal the same as in the woman, even if it's the same for a woman, right? Not necessarily. Does his extra testosterone give him a slight edge over the female, right? But if you want to compete against other transgender people, do you understand what I mean? Right. That's okay. Right. I'm not talking about on Jeopardy with what's her face, right? Or his face, whatever, right? But don't that make sense? If you're transgender and you're representing a college or a school or something like that, there ain't other transgender people you can compete against. Or are you the only one? No, probably not. So compete against other transgender people, even females, on testosterone. Whatever. What I'm trying to do is explain something to you about the spirit of competition, right? It's not competing against something you're a little bit greater than to begin with. Have to take hormones to be even equal to. And the question is, are you still a woman? No. Technically, you're still a man by the DNA, right? DNA don't lie. Human beings do. Ain't that the problem? You talk about the truth or a lie, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the truth is, even gay people can have sex, right? But it's only butt sex they can have, right? Mm-hmm. Now, that's what is being cursed, is the butt sex, right? Itself. They're saying it's the wrong hole, right? But when Christ died to be the curse for us, right? that removed the curse of breaking the law, right? Don't you get it, right? Even for gay people, even for gay people. That's what I mean. I'm not telling you to be gay. I'm not telling you to be straight. I'm not telling you to be celibate. I'm not telling you to be bisexual either, right? But when Christ died, it was to cover your sins to a point, right, that he'll work with you no matter the sin, but it gets trickier past the 8th day for a male and say the 16th day for a female. Mm-hmm. Now, females are, if there's 3 images, androgynous, male, and female, and the androgynous is greater than both, right? Mm-hmm. You're kind of trying to be a little neither male nor female when you're transgender anyway, right? What's the difference? Well, you were born a gender, right? You feel in your mind you should have been born the opposite gender, of course. That's all you got, right? Or true hermaphrodite is the third, right? So now we know there's 3 genders. And the third gender could even be triple X, not just double X, right? Then you got an extra X chromosome, right? With them. A true one is XXY, which is triple X with Y, right? 3 times a lady. Right, that's on my honor. She's once, twice, 3 times a lady. Right. Okay. You see what I mean, right? Now, it's even XOXO. One of the genes is missing the second X. That's weird. Okay, but okay. And what's the O about, right? Still neither what? Male or female, right? I'm trying to help everybody identify with what they want to do, but at the same time, you can do it whether I agree with you or not. You know what I mean? Right. But what we really need to stop is the violence, the rapes, the murders, the... I don't know. The violence in so-called the name of God, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's men fighting against women and women against men, and right, men wanting to be women and women wanting to be men, right? Even, right? And it understands what you're going through too, right? It designed you male or female, right? Or true hermaphrodite, right? But that's about the genes your parents have from their father and mother, right? And it traces all the way back to the sin of Eden, right? With Adam and Eve and Satan, right? Dummy. Being stubborn is just being stubborn, right? About it, right? And God didn't do this for us to sin with him, but we did. And we gotta stop the violence, right? Some idiot shot at people in his store as the manager, but how does that even make sense? It don't, right? The man just flipped from whatever's in his head to actually acting on it, right? Up till then, he didn't act on it, right? What happened, right? The night before, when he's getting ready to go into it and do it, right? Something in his mind just lost all touch with reality, right? And if he was working in the store to begin with, right, he was fine until that trigger changed his way and viewpoint, right, to take matters to a murderous level, right? But did anyone suspect it? I guess not. Right? Neither. That's called a random crime of violence when someone who's part of a system, right, does violence to people he's working with, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning he lost his love for his neighbor, right? And even himself, because he also murdered himself, right? No one told him to but his own evil impulses, right? Perhaps the idea of Satan made him do it, right? But even the devil can't make you go to that level unless you want to yourself, right? And once you go, you know there's no coming back from it, right? You're going to be punished, right? Exactly. Right. Listen. Not to the music in the background, which is what I'm listening to when I'm laying in bed with my disability, right? And you don't want to listen, right? It's not because I feel like I'm not in pain I'm laying down, it's because I am in pain, right? Right? Right. You can't deal with what resulted from it, right? But I don't fully know what happened either. By grace you're saved through faith, not of works, lest any man should boast, right? Even an abortionist, right? If she chooses to abort her child, at a certain point, should be having the freedom to do so, right? As long as it's medically safe and sound for the right? That's all we're saying, too, right? Who are pro-abortion, right? But at the same time, the curse of aborting the child, the mother shouldn't feel ashamed of that either. Okay, it's not every child that will be aborted by the mother. Even some rape victims are taught into having the child. That ain't the problem either, if you understand what I mean, right? But if the mother's determined and doesn't want the child, that child is still going to wonder why, right? That mother didn't want it, right? Now, some are called closed adoptions, and some are open adoptions, and some are the mother don't even want to see the child again, right? Perhaps a rape victim, right? Well, that means murder already, right? Because rape is just murder to a woman, right? Not to a man, but to a woman, right? Even butt sex a man can get over easier than a woman because he don't get pregnant, right? But when you get a woman pregnant, you also were stalking her, probably knew she could be ovulating and did it to get her pregnant, too, right? That's why I don't know, right? What happened 2 weeks later, right? But the thing about the 2 weeks later is if you're on birth control pills or not all the time, right?